John, we are back with another quarter of new leave laws, and as always, we're committed to keeping our people informed with the latest information. I don't think that most people build time into their schedule to review a 400-page document over the Pregnant Workers Fairness Act, and that's why we have you. So today, John is going to give us a recap on that, paid family and medical leave changes, and other updates that you need to know this quarter. Let's start with the Pregnant Workers Fairness Act. Can you give us a rundown on what's happening there?
I'd be happy to. The Pregnant Workers Fairness Act is a law that requires employers to provide reasonable accommodation to job applicants and employees with known limitations related to pregnancy, childbirth, or related conditions.
Right.
And so it's similar to the ADA, but it doesn't require disability. It's for limitations that might even be minor or modest. So we knew about this law. It became effective in June 2023, and the EEOC, Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, was supposed to deliver regulations by the end of last year that would clarify the law. We finally got them on April 15th, and they were substantial. But an interesting development, on April 25th, 17 Republican governors banded together to sue the EEOC, arguing that the PWFA is unconstitutional because it requires time off and other accommodations related to abortion. And we're going to need to see what happens with that. But for now, the PWFA is the law, and it's not a leave law per se. But we thought it was important to include in the leave law report because sometimes leave could be the reasonable accommodation that's offered. And there's more details about all of that in the leave law report.
Wow, that's awesome. It's always an uphill battle, but I think a step in the right direction for sure. Moving on, what changes are happening with paid family and medical leave right now?
It's still the same 13 states that have mandatory PFML. The interesting almost development this time around, though, is that New Mexico almost became the 14th state. They got really close to passing a mandatory PFML law last year. This year, they got past one chamber. The second chamber failed by 2 votes, so they were that close. And then in terms of voluntary PFML programs, insurance companies to offer paid family leave as a class of insurance. So if an employer wanted to, they could purchase one of these policies for their employees, but they're not required to. Kentucky joined the other 8 voluntary PFML states to become the 9th.
Gotcha. And are there any other policy changes or updates that we need to be aware of right now?
Yes, Oregon amended its leave laws to reduce overlap and some confusion between 2 of its existing laws, OFLA, the Oregon Family Leave Act, and Paid Leave Oregon. This was confusing for everyone, so the legislature got together, figured out how to reduce the redundancy between the 2 programs and the ability to stack these programs a little bit so that beginning July 1st, a lot of these big changes are going to go into effect. And again, details about that are in the leave law report. Leave you with one more thing on that, which is the New York just passed a law that requires up to 20 hours of paid prenatal personal time. And that doesn't begin until January 1st of 2025, but it will provide an added bank to those employees in addition to the required paid sick time that employers have to provide in New York.
That's awesome. Well, all other information that you guys need to know will be found in the new leave law report. Thank you for giving us a rundown today and giving us a little sneak peek of what everybody can find in the full Q2 leave law report for 2024.
You're very welcome. And we're going to continue to keep our eyes on these developments and continue publishing these quarterly reports and maybe even interim ones if there's big things that happen in between.
Definitely. Thanks, John.
Thank you.